Good morning. It's May 18th here in Brooklyn, and welcome to your next 24. Since I am reading about the collective, I'm not obviously tuning into any specific energy other than the energy of the collective, what I need to be shown to advise those of how to best use the next 24 hours. I'm going to start off with kind of a first pretty loud impression here. So we have a lot of repeating cards from yesterday. We have the Tower, we have the Hierophant, we have the Ace of Cups. We have some new kind of characters on the table. But the overall impression, just that's incredibly strong, is there will be, it seems like today is going to be a very emotional day that is focused on how to gain stability in our lives. Wanting to start out, but also, having a lot of fear around financial security, around our health, around, this tension of being restricted, not really wanting to listen to maybe say doctors, wanting to start out on our own, but also being quite afraid of what that may bring, and kind of this is a coin toss, essentially. So let me get into it and explain what I'm seeing here. So at the top here we have the Tower that moved, from here yesterday, that position, to the top left. So we have the Tower. Again, we have the Hierophant, which was in the bottom position, lower left yesterday, but it's now at the forefront, and it's reversed next to the Page of Cups. So again, that water energy. Starting with the Tower. So we talked about it at length yesterday. This event, this moment in time, which is kind of destined. It is divinely guided. I want to give you a better look at this. The free-falling kind of feeling that the words free-falling that have been coming for, excuse the allergies are in full force this morning, for a couple of weeks now. Seems like it happens today. I'm wondering about the markets and how they open and what that looks like today. But it's a change, right? Here comes a lightning bolt coming down, striking this structure, which represents our lives, institutions, popping off the top of that structure, throwing individuals away from it. It's leveling what is so that the new can be built, but that is not always an easy process, right? The crown is popping off the top of this tower, indicating a change in perspective, the crown chakra opening up. But again, it's about change, which can be sudden, which can be jarring. It's not always negative. Tower is often seen as a negative card. I see it often before a significant change in an individual's life. And again, that change is jarring, but it's not always negative. So it looks like the change is here today. And then we have the Hierophant reversed. Remember yesterday we were talking about the Hierophant upright as, I should also mention this is often seen as the card of marriage. So this can indicate a very committed relationship, one that has been solidified in the church, in paperwork, in institutions. I often read it as a doctor. It can be anything having to do with higher education, institutions of learning. But today it's reversed, and we were talking yesterday about, pushing against norms, and I'm seeing a little kind of different perspective here. I do often see the Hierophant as a doctor, a teacher, that we are kind of pushing against, and we see it in the headlines right now, right? Scientists and doctors are saying it may be too soon to reopen, but we're pushing forward anyway. So here we see the Page of Cups. Now this is someone who is starting to learn how to deal with emotions, the element of water. We are starting to master the way we communicate. We are. This can often be seen, in an individual reading as an apology. Now, this could just be about communication today. Pages are messengers, and you may be hearing some communications today having to, which may go in the face of maybe what scientists are saying, which could really bring about a significant change. Now, for you personally, dialing it back down from the macro to the micro in your life. How are you using words? How are they? Are they the words that you were taught? What really strikes me is, and no pun intended with the tower there, are we behaving the way that we were raised to behave? What were the values that we were raised with, and are we acting in accordance with them? Something in me feels as though you aren't, and that may be, the collective is not, and maybe we need to go back to the fundamentals of who we were taught to be taught, or maybe it is rejecting. It really depends on who you want to be and how you want to be remembered. But today is about how our words match our actions and expecting the unexpected. Because we have the Devil reversed here, followed by the Ace of Cups, again a repeat from yesterday, and then the Four of Wands. Now, I'm going to just kind of bring these all into a single kind of take, because I actually think this is one narrative. The Devil reversed is about, so the Devil upright is about those things which restrict and bind us, right? These are about actual, in some cases it can be actual addictions, things that feel oppressive, things that, it's the opposite of, what we see in the imagery of the lovers, right? The lovers is Adam and Eve, above is Archangel, I think it's Gabriel. Here we have the devil above Adam and Eve, who are chained to the devil. So this is kind of like, and after they leave the Garden of Eden, this is how we are bound to things, what restricts us, what binds us. But this is reversed. So it's feeling that energy, but very much wanting to act against it, wanting to break free of those things which restrict us, which bind us, which is incredibly appropriate on today, May 18th, when a lot of states are reopening. This desire to break out of our homes, this desire to break out of quarantine, to have this emotional new start. This may be an emotional time in general. Stating kind of the obvious right now, I believe we've lost 90,000 plus American lives so far to this virus, and we may be stepping out to grieve with our friends. But in every case, we are looking for stability. We are looking to rebuild that sense of home and foundation. The Four of Wands is about stability. 4 legs to a table, 4 legs to a chair, when the foundation is firm underneath us. It's often seen as the card of marriage as well. Now, if we are reading this as a continuation of a love reading, depending on how this resonates in your life, there has been an event which maybe led to a breakup, maybe an apology, but we're feeling free, kind of wanting to start fresh and feel under the earth under our feet one more time, once again. So I guess the questions I would ask you to consider is, what is that emotional start? It's very similar to how we left off yesterday. What is that emotional spark that you want to plant? What is the seed that you want to plant that's going to free you from something that's been oppressive and bring you some stability? Because down here we have another kind of view. Again, I think each of these is just like looking through a prism of the same theme, which is, a struggle for stability, a struggle for emotional footing. And I say that because we have the Page of Wands reversed, again, a messenger, the Fool, and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So a couple of aces here. And a couple pages. So the Page of Wands is about clear communication. It is not an emotional message. It's about actions that we want to take. Where the Page of Cups would be an apology, an offer, an emotional offer. The Page of Wands may be an actual written letter from, say, a lawyer, or, not really mincing words, just kind of clearly stating the fact of what actions need to be taken. Now, this is reversed. So this is, first of all, saying to me, we may not be clear with our strategy of how we want to communicate or move forward in the Fool. The Fool is about forward movement, optimism. This is in a positive sense. This character has everything they need. They're all of their belongings over their shoulder, grace in their heart, a flower in their hand, best friend at their side. They're ready to take that leap. They're going to use faith to know that they land where they should. But, kind of the other side of this card could also be is just acting hastily, maybe not having all of the tools we need to move forward quite yet, just a dash of caution may be warranted. 0, beginning. This is the first card of the major arcana of the tarot, the beginning, the major arcana representing the Fool's journey. So in a lot of, we're at 0. This is the new reality. We're stepping out. The states are opening up. We really don't know what lies at the other side. We may not even have a clearly articulated plan of what that's going to look like, but we're going. But I do see, then we have this Ace of Pentacles reversed. Aces, sparks, pentacles, earthly things, money, finances, homes. I think a lot of this forward movement is motivated by just the financial uncertainty, and it's kind of like anywhere but here syndrome, where we may not know what's on the other side, but we're just so afraid of where we are in the lack and the feeling of scarcity that we're moving forward. But I do, both in the macro and in the micro, hope that you would consider, how clearly articulated plans can actually set the foundation, create the foundation for forward movement that is both clear and stable. Because I'm not seeing necessarily the goal obtained here. If what's motivating us is stability, financial stability specifically, I'm not really seeing that here, because we have underneath the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. We've talked a lot about the Six of Pentacles. I don't know if we've looked at it with a Rider Waite, but the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. It is an art to be on either side, right? Sometimes we are the ones who are giving of ourselves. Often in a financial way is what the Six of Pentacles, this can be seen as the inheritance card in some cases, but I often think about those individuals who are receiving and how being able to receive is an art as well, right? Being able to receive gracefully is an art. Having the humility to say thank you and to accept help when it is offered, I think, is harder than actually offering the help. But again, I don't see that energy really being clear today. I see it more of a maybe very focused on self, very focused on ego. And that actual focus on self and the focus on ego and what's in it for me kind of attitude is actually what may create the change. I guess I'm going to be a little more direct with today's reading than I typically am. Proceed with caution when you are, moving forward quickly, maybe because of this sense of lack. Make sure that there is a clearly articulated plan of action, and it's not based in emotions. Emotions of feeling restricted, emotions of feeling like we want that financial stability for our homes. Because I think what you might find on the other side, if acting in haste, is that tower moment, that change which comes out in ways that we don't necessarily anticipate or even really want, which, I do wonder if we're listening to the scientists and the doctors in the way that we should. I am a little concerned about the markets today. I'm being more of a fortune teller today than usual, but the cards just quite simply warrant it. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for sticking with me through this rambling, and have a wonderful 24 hours ahead. Know you are loved, and I will talk to you soon.